It is a very important development on three fronts, really. First of all, we've got to remember the people who are most at stake here is the families of the soldiers who died in the Korean War between 1950 and 1953. They've been waiting up to 68 years to have those bodies returned so that they can finally have some closure in this, and so that is very, very important. Second of all, as you were saying, it's important for the political process leading up to denuclearization. This was one of the four things that both US President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un agreed during that Singapore summit a little over a month ago. And so this is seen, and we've just heard from the White House press secretary saying that this shows North Korea's commitment to the obligations during that summit. And then finally, it is rather important for Donald Trump's core support base. This will be a key thing that he can take back to voters and say, I said I was going to do this and I have been able to deliver on this. We know that a lot of his supporters who are in the military vote for the Republicans. We know they're quite conservative voting bunch, and so this will be a real way to cement his support base. But be under no illusion, this isn't the first time that bodies have been repatriated. It's happened on a number of occasions. The last one was 3 years ago, where the remains of 6 US servicemen were handed over the military demarcation line inside the demilitarized zone.
Now, today, of course, also marks the 65th anniversary of the Armistice Agreement. Where are we in terms of a peace deal between the South and the North? Are we any closer?
If you speak to the South Korean foreign minister, she certainly believes that we are closer. We had heard earlier on that she believes that it could be brought up at the UN's General Assembly later in the autumn. But you've also got to remember that this diplomacy takes a lot of time. We heard from US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo ahead of the Singapore summit saying that this could go on for years and there will be key differences of opinion between both sides. Even if these challenges seem unsurmountable, they do have to press on. And even when it comes to the armistice agreement, that took 2 years to complete. It was actually being debated in 1951, but because of differences of opinion between both sides, that took 2 years. So it does seem like it is something that could be happening. There are a few differences of opinion as to who should be signatories to it. US President Donald Trump has previously alluded that maybe China doesn't have to take part in the signing ceremony. Well, actually, China does have to take part because it was one of the original signatories to that document, and so any amendment to the armistice agreement to turn it into a fully fledged peace deal needs the consensus of both the US and China, North Korea, and to a degree South Korea, even though they didn't sign the original document.